Have you ever felt a prickle on the back of your neck, like someone was watching you? You spin around, but no one is there? Is it your imagination or something more? This feeling, called scopisthesia, is a real phenomenon. It's the unsettling sensation of being observed even when you're alone. We've all felt it. Walking down a dark street at night, feeling a presence in an empty room. It's a primal instinct, a whisper from our evolutionary past. But what causes it? Is it just our brains playing tricks on us, or could there be something else at play? Some people believe that scopisthesia is evidence of a sixth sense, a way of perceiving the world beyond our five senses. They argue that it allows us to detect unseen energies or even the presence of spirits. Others dismiss it as mere paranoia or overactive imaginations. So, what's the truth? Let's delve into the science behind this spooky feeling and explore the possibility that there's more to scopisthesia than meets the eye. Our brains are wired for survival. Millions of years of evolution have honed our senses to detect even the slightest hint of danger. Scopisthesia is a part of this ancient warning system. It's our brain's way of saying, hey, something's not right here. Scientists believe that scopisthesia is triggered by a combination of factors, including our peripheral vision, hearing, and even our sense of smell. Our brains are constantly scanning our surroundings for potential threats, even when we're not consciously aware of it. When something seems off, a flicker of movement in the shadows, an unexpected sound, our brain goes on high alert. This heightened awareness triggers our fight-or-flight response, flooding our bodies with adrenaline. Our heart rate and breathing increase, our muscles tense, and we become hyper-aware of our surroundings. This is why scopisthesia is often accompanied by physical sensations like goosebumps, a tingling scalp, or a shiver down your spine. But what about the times when there's no logical explanation for the feeling of being watched? What about the stories of people sensing a presence in a room where no one else is present? This is where things get a little more interesting. While science can explain some instances of scopisthesia, there are cases that defy rational explanation. These unexplained experiences have led some to believe that scopisthesia is more than just a biological phenomenon. Could it be a form of extrasensory perception, a way of tapping into unseen realms? Paranormal investigators and those who study psychic phenomena believe that some individuals are more sensitive to subtle energies than others. They suggest that scopisthesia might be a way of detecting these energies, which could emanate from people, places, or even spirits. This idea is often met with skepticism from the scientific community, as there is currently no scientific evidence to support the existence of such energies or the ability to detect them. However, many people who have experienced intense or recurring episodes of scopisthesia, especially in places with a history of tragedy or paranormal activity, find it hard to dismiss the possibility of a sixth sense. One such place that has garnered a reputation for unexplained phenomena and unsettling feelings of being watched is the Edinburgh Vaults. Beneath the bustling streets of Edinburgh, Scotland, lies a network of underground chambers known as the Edinburgh Vaults. Built in the late 18th century, these vaults were originally intended to serve as storage spaces for businesses operating on the streets above. However, due to poor planning and damp conditions, the vaults were soon abandoned and fell into disrepair. As the city above flourished, the world below descended into darkness and despair. The Edinburgh Vaults became a haven for the city's most desperate souls, the homeless, the impoverished, and the criminal. Overcrowding, disease, and crime were rampant, turning the vaults into a breeding ground for misery and death. Stories of murder, suicide, and other unspeakable acts are woven into the very fabric of the vaults. It is said that the spirits of those who suffered and died within these subterranean chambers still linger, trapped between the worlds of the living and the dead. Today, the Edinburgh Vaults are a popular tourist destination, drawing visitors from around the world who are curious about their history and eager to experience their eerie atmosphere firsthand. But many visitors report feeling an overwhelming sense of unease within the vaults, a feeling that they are not alone. Section 5. Whispers in the Dark. Countless visitors to the Edinburgh Vaults have reported experiencing strange and unsettling phenomena. Whispers seem to emanate from the shadows, disembodied footsteps echo through the stone corridors, and cold spots send chills down the spines of even the most skeptical observers. Some visitors claim to have seen shadowy figures lurking in the darkness, while others have reported feeling a physical touch or being overcome with a sense of dread. There are even stories of people fainting or becoming physically ill while exploring the vaults, as if overcome by an unseen force. One of the most well-known tales from the vaults is that of Mr. Boots. Described as a tall, imposing figure wearing heavy boots, Mr. Boots is said to make his presence known by the sound of his heavy footsteps echoing through the empty chambers. Some believe that Mr. Boots was a former resident of the vaults, perhaps a watchman or a guard who still patrols his former domain. Another frequently reported entity is the Watcher, a shadowy figure said to observe visitors from the darkness. Those who have encountered the Watcher describe feeling a sense of intense scrutiny, as if they are being judged by an unseen presence. Section 6. Shadows and Shivers. Whether these stories are true or simply the product of overactive imaginations, there's no denying that the Edinburgh vaults have a powerful hold on the human psyche. The combination of the vault's dark history, oppressive atmosphere, and countless reports of paranormal activity creates a perfect storm for triggering our primal fear of the unknown. It's important to note that not everyone who visits the Edinburgh vaults experiences something out of the ordinary. Many people walk away from their tour unscathed, attributing the stories and legends to nothing more than folklore and superstition. However, for those who do have an unsettling experience, it can be a life-altering event. It forces them to confront the possibility that there may be more to the world than what we can see and touch. It challenges their beliefs and leaves them questioning the very nature of reality itself. So the next time you find yourself feeling like someone is watching you, take a moment to consider the possibilities. It could be your brain playing tricks on you, or it could be something more. Section 7. Trust your gut. We all have instincts, a primal intuition that guides us through life. Sometimes these instincts manifest as a gut feeling, a sense of knowing something without being able to explain why. When it comes to scopisthesia, it's important to pay attention to these feelings. If you consistently feel uneasy or watched in a particular location, there may be a reason for it. It could be something as simple as bad lighting or a history of crime in the area, or it could be something more intangible. Our bodies are often more attuned to our surroundings than we realize. We pick up on subtle cues, both physical and energetic, that our conscious minds may not register. These cues can manifest as physical sensations, emotional shifts, or even vivid dreams. The key is to learn to trust your intuition. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Don't dismiss your feelings or allow others to convince you that you're imagining things. Your instincts are there for a reason, to keep you safe and guide you towards your highest good. Section 8. What do you think? The feeling of being watched is a universal human experience, one that has both scientific and paranormal explanations. While science can explain some instances of scopisthesia, there are still many unanswered questions. Could there be a sixth sense, a way of perceiving energies or entities that exist beyond our normal perception? What do you think? Have you ever experienced scopisthesia? Did you find a rational explanation, or did it leave you wondering if there was something more to it? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Let's explore the mysteries of the unseen together.